Early this morning, I'm getting ready to soak my hominy so that I can try it for the first time. I'm only doing a cup. I think that'll be plenty for us to taste, for me to even share some with Granny. We have chili that Matt made, so we'll be enjoying the chili for supper. But this will be fine to go right along with it. A lot of you have told me that in the Southwest, they actually put hominy in their chili, so that will be interesting. So the first step is, according to the directions, was for me to just kind of do like you would do soup beans. Look for debris, make sure there's nothing extra in there, rinse it really, really good, and then let it soak for 6 to 8 hours. I had already looked through it, so now I'm just going to kind of give it a rinse or two. You can see the water looks a little cloudy, but not too bad. The water's much clearer now, so I think that'll be good. I'm gonna rinse it, pour this out, and then cover it. I've done 3 times. That's probably maybe overkill, but I'll leave it here on the counter till I'm ready to cook it this evening. So the hominy has been soaking for about 7 hours. It does seem to have got larger, you can see, kind of swelled up. Some more little pieces are floating around, I guess, that's soaked off of it while it's been soaking. So I'm going to drain it, and then we'll put it in a pot. Now I'm just going to put it in one of my pots, pour some water over it. Really seems strange to not season it with anything, but I'm going by the directions that the pack that it come in, the dried hominy. So it doesn't say to season it at this point. I'm going to it says put water to cover it about 1 inch or 2, I think it said. So maybe I'll just put all that. Maybe a little much. But then we're going to bring it to a boil and just let it kind of stay at a simmer for about 2 hours, of course making sure that the water doesn't evaporate. What I want to do with it is what Granny and Pap would do. Now theirs was not dried, so when they made their hominy, then it was ready to eat. So you went ahead and eat it. You didn't have to do this step of what I'm doing today. But then at that point, we fried it either in butter, bacon grease, something like that. And it's really good. I liked it both ways, both in butter and bacon grease. So I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'm thinking bacon grease today. So I'm going to take this over to the stove, just bring it to a boil, then get it at a simmer, put a lid on it, and just let it simmer for about 2 hours, and we'll see how it turns out. So it's been 2 hours, been cooking. You can see how the hominy, how the texture has changed. It's kind of swelled up and broke open in places. And I've already been nibbling on it, and it is so, so good. I can't believe how good it is. I had a feeling it would be, though, because it was the real deal, and because it was, that website, which I can put it in the description below, Rancho Gordo, I think's the name of it, seemed to be really well liked by a lot of different people. Looking at the reviews is what I was looking at. But I can't believe how good it is. Me and Corey both have been tasting it. I am going to fry it, but it's so good like this. I just put a little salt on it as it was cooking. Couldn't resist, got out a few pieces to taste. Put a little salt on it. It was so good that I was off doing something, was like, I really want some more of that. So I come back in and got a little bit more, 3 or 4 of the little kernels. Corey said, can I taste it? So she tasted it. She's here with us today. Austin's gone on a hunting trip, and she was like, why is it so good? I said, because it's hominy. That's why, because it's hominy. So I let all the water cook out of it, so it's kind of dry, although it's really good. I mean, the pot's dry, it's kind of creamy. But I think I'm going to go over to the stove and just fry a little bit in some bacon grease and see what I think about that. I mean, it could only help it, right? And it's already really, really good. Probably frying hominy in butter is my favorite, with salt and pepper. That's how Granny would fix it. But Katie can't have butter, and I'm not sure she'll even eat any, but I'm going to go for the bacon grease and and see what we think about that. And I think it'll be good too. But it is so good just without it that I'm almost tempted just to not do anything. And it's really already done, so you're just kind of warming it through and letting it get a little, I guess, a little of that bacon grease taste. I'm not going to put any salt on it because I think it's kind of salty enough, and I'm going to add some pepper. And I'm just going to let it cook for just 2 or 3 minutes.
This is for a battle of forks, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna fight for the hominy?
Yeah, we're gonna fight. So Corey loved it just like I did, out of the boiled water where it had been boiling. But I put a little bacon grease and some pepper, Corey. So it's gonna be hot, but see what you think.
I'll blow on it for a minute.
Yeah.
Boy, it smells good.
It's good. I might should have used more bacon grease if you really wanted it bacony.
I don't. It'll take away from the flavor of it itself.
I like it. It's good, ain't it? I like it in butter, but I didn't do butter in case Katie wanted to try it.
Why is that so good?
It just is. It's so good. I think it's a memory. You know how your earliest memories are really fuzzy?
You're saying fussy because you hear the babies.
Yeah, I hear the babies in there. Which Woodrow's laughing.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not fussing.
laughing.
But your early memories are fuzzy. I can remember staying with my Mama Marie, Pap's mother, and in her little house. It's gone now, but she'd let me stand in a chair sometimes while she was cooking. And I don't know, in my memory, it was corn, but I really don't know if it was just fried corn like in the summer. Part of me wants to think it was parched corn. And then maybe it was hominy though, see? I don't know.
I'm gonna eat this whole plate, Mama.
And then I remember her trying to get me to eat it and tell me that it was really good. And I was probably too picky and wouldn't taste it.
That's so good.
I loved her biscuits. I loved her corn, like corn off the cob corn. Creamed corn, I guess, cream style corn. And she would always make me grits. I loved her grits. And Steve liked oatmeal, so she would make Steve oatmeal and make me grits. You know how grandmothers, they'll do they'll make that difference. Like, okay, we'll make both, since both of you like something different.
Grandmas are good like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I forget I am a grandma now.
You do that for Woody and I.
So if you don't know about hominy, there's all kinds of videos where you can learn more about it. But it's basically, I can't say the word, it's been corn that's been...
I don't think nightamize, that's not right. But
might be right, that sounds right to me.
I don't think.
Anyway, the outer hull of the corn kernel has been taken off. And you wouldn't do this with like the sweet corn that me and Matt grew, the Silver Queen, that's our favorite. This is like a field corn, so in our area the preferred corn would be like a hickory king or a hickory cane, something like that. And that's the kind of corn that you'd also grow to dry and then feed your animals, and also grind for cornmeal. You know, it just had multiple different uses. So that word Corey tried to say, a lot of people say that also makes it easier to digest, you know, easier to digest. And in the old days, they would have made hominy with, like I was, in my other video where I first showed the hominy, I was telling that Granny told me her mother, Gazzy, made it with lye. So the lye, it was a process of boiling it with lye, and that's what took out that outer hull. You can find a lot of recipes, the way Granny and Pat made theirs was to use sody. They call it sody, but baking soda. I'm not sure. I didn't read on there. Maybe I should go back to the website. I can't remember if it told or not how they make theirs at the Rancho Gordo. But this is definitely the best hominy I've had in years. So if you like hominy, a lot of people don't, but if you do, this would be that would be a good place to get it. I've made a fan out of Corey. Because you may be making her some. After we finish, I'm going to pack up a little of it and take it to Granny. I won't fry it though in the bacon grease. I'll probably just take her what I had boiled and just let her do what she wants to with it. Whether she wants to do it in butter or she just wants to eat it like that. I hope you enjoyed seeing how the hominy actually turned out. I was so excited about buying it. It does have such a rich history, and not just in the mountains of Appalachia, and even I guess the settlers that come, the Native Americans, the Indians, they taught them how to do it. In our area, the Cherokee, Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, they have a lot of recipes that they've shared, I know, in different cookbooks and different things like that. I've read, like in John Paris, when he was talking about the Cherokees and the hominy. And I think I mentioned this before too. Another thing is, like that dried hominy like I had, when it had been dried, you could have ground that and you could have hominy grits. Or you could make bread out of that too. Anyway, a really wonderful, rich history. And we hope that you enjoyed seeing me and Corey enjoy it. We're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia.
I want you to put a few of these kernels in my stocking.
This would be like a... it's like a snack. But it's like a snack, right? So it would be.
It could be a side dish.
Oh yeah. I've seen recipes for hominy casserole.
Oh. Well, would you put meat in with it, or?
It was mostly like, I don't remember, peppers and tomatoes and stuff. Wouldn't that be good?
This is so good. I'll just be completely honest with you. I don't think I've ever tried this until now.
You were probably too picky when you was a kid when Granny made it. She ain't made it in years. A lot of people, my first video said that it's very common to mix this with chilies and stuff in the Southwest. So you can see that it would go with that.
It would go with cheese. Thanks, Mama.
Well, thank you.
That was a good pre-supper snack, considering we are having chili.
Yep, I think so. Thanks.